If you know me, you know I hate this guy. When one of them is winning the Nobel Peace Prize and the other one is a rampant murderer, crucial that at all times we have one player screening. Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the Golden Sky. I'm Tom, and today it is time, of course, for the match preview. It is a Friday, you know how it goes around here. Liverpool, first home game of the season against Nottingham Forest. Going to be a fun one, hopefully tomorrow at 12:30, so the preview comes out a few hours before that one, of course. We're going to get into everything about that game for looking at both sides, as we always do in these previews. Before we do, though, very quick thing, I do want to say just a massive thank you for the support on the channel over the first weekend of the season. The numbers were insane. We've got loads of new people on the channel, so if you are new, thank you so much for watching and joining me on this YouTube journey, I suppose. And yeah. Also, before we get into the actual preview, I thought I would do a quick transfer summary of things, just like we did last week. It is going to be deadline day very soon. After this weekend's round of games, the transfer window will close. And to be quite honest, I can't wait. This shit is driving me up the wall. But we did get some good news this week. Bradley Barcola is officially going to be signing for Liverpool Football Club. I think he will be flying tomorrow. Well, he is flying tomorrow. I actually know that. And then the medical and all that will be done. He won't be, unfortunately, announced at the ground, which maybe we were hoping for, to bring him out and present him with his kit on. He can have a little wave at all the fans. Oh, je m'appelle Bradley. No, none of that's going to happen. He will be tucked away in the van to go do his medical and some shite media video that we will produce, no doubt about that. But a great signing, really, really happy about it. And if it hadn't dragged on for so long, and it was a bit more of a surprise, I'd be absolutely buzzing. This is one of the world's best options on the wing that there is at the minute. That's for sure. You don't play 2 years back-to-back Champions League winning campaigns for PSG if you're not very good. And he's excellent. He's a really, really good player. And that's why we're spending 100 million and 20 million add-ons, which all in all is not all that bad in today's market for a player of Barcola's capability. I think it's going to be a great signing. Little bit weird in terms of balance. He's not a right winger. He's a left winger. We've already got two. Is Gakpo going to leave? I don't know. But I think he's a quality player, and the more quality players we have, I think the better, right? I'm excited about it, and I'm allowing myself to be excited about it because this has been the most insane window ever, and it continues to be insane on the right wing. So, news today is that Ibrahima Mbaye is signing for Villa. That has just broke. He is going to sign for Villa. Nobody saw that one coming. That's out of nowhere. Looked like we were maybe going for him. Then interest cooled. Apparently, we did try and do a double deal with PSG, but they weren't keen on that. They wanted to negotiate both deals separately. And Mbaye is now going to be heading to Villa for 55 million. He looks really promising to me. I think he's going to be a good player. We will see how right that turns out to be, whether he's actually better than some of the other options we are considering. One of them is Yankuba Minteh. Apparently that deal is still not fully dead. He is injured for months, and they want 80 million, and Herzler seems, in his presser, to be keen on keeping him. We'll see. There is one other name, by the name of Ismaila Sarr, and if you know me, folks, if you know me, you know I hate this guy. I hate him with all my heart. I hate this fella. Oh, he's my most hated footballer, Ismaila Sarr. And if he joins the mighty Reds, we have got some serious mediation to do, me and this guy. We bid for him, apparently. I think we did, and it was PR spin that we didn't. And we might go back in. Who the fuck knows what's going on there? I don't like it one bit. I think he's shite. He just turns into Prime R9 when he plays against us. And I do, in fact, hate him. So, oh God, I hope we don't sign him. Oh my God. But there is that. Will we sign a right winger before the window ends? Hopefully. Then there's the whole midfield situation. Lamine Camara is being touted around. He is going to leave Monaco. I am willing to put money on that. And it looks like he's going to go to Chelsea, if you ask me. They seem to be keen on signing him to replace Enzo Fernandez, who might be going to Man City. But if that deal doesn't happen, apparently Man City is still keen on McAllister. And if that happens, maybe Camara comes to us. So who the hell knows? It's a spider web, to be honest. I've not seen the new Spider-Man yet, still, by the way. But it's a frigging spider web of transfers that's going on. I would like a midfielder quite a lot. Richard Hughes, Jeff Bezos, Amit Bhatia. Any of you will do. Any of you want to sign a midfielder? I used to play midfield. I'll go in there if you want. The name that came up last night from some Senegalese journos is Manu Kone. Remember him? 3 years ago we were after this fella when Schmatka was in charge. That was a mad window, wasn't it? And he's back. He's still a great player, and I would still have him. Absolutely, I would have this guy. Injury record a bit suspect. Rumours not really strong at the minute, but there is a bit of smoke that we might sign a midfielder. Would I put money on it that we will? No. I think you'd be absolutely daft to do that, to put money on Liverpool making any signings at the minute. Is a crazy, crazy prospect. But there is news at least going on, and that's fun. Maybe we'll have some transfer streams later in the week. Who knows? But Harvey Elliott is looking like he's finally leaving again to Valencia this time. He's going abroad. Apparently he has asked Iraola to move to Valencia as well. He needs the game time. I don't think any of us would disagree with that. And then there's the Gakpo McAllister saga. If we sign a right winger, will Gakpo leave? Should we even let Gakpo leave? I'm honestly at this point inclined to keep Gakpo. I just think he's useful. He can play striker, he can play wing. Like, he's fit a lot. That's at least a skill. What do they say? Availability is the best ability. They say that in the NBA world at least. And McAllister, the rumours of Man City are still there. I don't think he's going to leave. We've sold too much in the middle area. Jones going and even Bajcetic going, giving up on him finally. Like, I just can't see McAllister leaving. I think we have too thin a squad to be selling too many players. So that's the transfer business. Barcola, class. Absolutely belter. Right winger, an absolute mess. Just poo all over the walls. Midfield, hazy, foggy as fuck. And then players leaving. It's a mystery. With all that said then, let's get into the preview part of the preview. And let's get the board on screen. Here we go. There she is. Starting with the predicted lineups, Liverpool, I've got Alisson in the goal, Jeremy Frimpong, Jeremy Jacquet, Van Dijk and Milos Kerkez at left back. Right wing, I have gone Victor Munoz. I've gone Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in the middle with Gakpo on the left. Wirtz in number 10 and Isak up front. One change from the lineup last week at St James's, and that is Vicky M coming in to play on the right instead of Rio. I think he was impressive in his cameo, obviously won the penalty, and Rio didn't quite have the same impact. I think Rio will be better on that left wing, coming on as a sub, maybe for Gakpo, or even for Munoz after his hour. I think with against tired legs, Rio could do a bit of damage, either wing he ends up on. But we'll see. He may still go with Rio. I think it'd be exciting to see Munoz, see how he gets on. If he can be dead moody and just mood up the gaff and score a few goals and look dead moody while doing it, that'd be dead cool. So that's the big talking point, really. The middle of the pitch has been a massive talking point this week. I've seen pundits again suggest that Florian Wirtz will be playing on this left-hand side. And to all those, I have to say, are you having a laugh? Oh my God. Stop. Just stop with that, please. He's playing number 10. He is a number 10. And our manager has said he's going to play number 10. We have 18 left wingers. We don't want Florian Wirtz on the left wing. That's all I have to say. The middle of the pitch is a problem. It has been a problem against Newcastle. And we'll talk about that more in a second when we talk about Forest and their capabilities. But the middle point has been where the focus has been. I don't think there's going to be any changes. I don't think McAllister's going to play, partly because of fitness. Secondly, because of, I think this is slot. Oh my God, I just said slot. The PTSD. Oh my God. He's still on the mind, folks. Oh, I can see his big egghead running at me right now. No, Iraola, Doc Ock is going to prefer Szoboszlai and Gravenberch in the middle. I think that's his preferred two at the minute. And then McAllister also with the rumours of a move maybe stays on the bench for now. That's what I think he'll go with. We're at home, so hopefully a better showing from the middle for Liverpool. Just generally a better showing from us would be good. Only other thing really for us in team news is that Federico Chiesa is out injured. In other news, the Pope is a Catholic. Nothing really to say there other than that. Okay, there was a presser that Andoni did. So there was some interesting quotes from that. I'll give you a few. He was asked if his style, he was asked by Gerrard actually, if his style in an interview is closer to Jurgen Klopp or Arne Slot. And he said, Andoni said, his style is closer to Jurgen's, which is music to my goddamn ears, but he loved a lot of the things that the team had with Arne. No, Andoni, lad, the fuck you didn't, my mate. No, you did not. To be fair, he's not going to say that Arne Slot was shit, was he? He's not going to do that, because if he does, then that just is dead mean. He's not going to come out and say that in the media. But please, God, don't say that about Arne Slot. We don't want to see any of that tragic football again. It is a bit like pretending that you love all your kids the same when one of them is winning the Nobel Peace Prize and the other one is a rampant murderer. That's basically what that quote is there. Just please don't take anything from Arne Slot's second season. My God, I can't do that again. Now, he did also say, this was an interesting quote. A couple ones, actually. The first game that we play, he immediately expects us to have, the crowd is going to expect us to, everyone is going to expect us to have 60% possession straight away because we're Liverpool and the natural tendency of the players. That's what he said. But he did say, I need to adapt towards that. And we also need to keep being vertical, keep attacking, and keep taking some risks. And I love that quote from him. We don't just want to see the ball be passed around here, okay? And like it was for so long last season, we don't want to see that. We want to see our striker up here, our number 10 close by him, our wingers wide and high, our midfielders our fullbacks pushing up with our defenders, and the defence, crucially, pushing up high enough. And we want to see vertical play into midfield, into the number 10, into the striker. Get it wide, into the winger, beat your man, cross comes in. That's what he wants to talk about, keep attacking. Instead of sort of this recycling football, get a midfielder in here, drop the ball in, your fullback's here, can it go out here? And then it's going to come, back and round we go. That was what we saw too much last season. We want to see the vertical style that Andoni Iraola is stressing right there. And he did also say, we are going to recover balls high. We are trying to finish if we can recover high. So that's really good also. We want to be pressing high up here. That means we need our centre-backs higher up the pitch than we saw in the last game, because our midfielders are going to be locked on here. So we need our centre-backs also locked on to the strikers where we can. And then he said we had the second lowest running stats in the first game, okay? We didn't run a lot. But my Bournemouth team, and even in Spain, we were not like the teams that ran the most. We were always middle of the pack. And with Liverpool, he thinks it's going to be similar. He says, we have players who can make high quality runs. But I always say, if we can win games running less, it's much better for us in the balance there. He wants to be very good at sprinting, high speed running, and making the difference there. And that's a really interesting quote. Iraola is not looking for our team to be covering the most distance. He is looking for that quality of run. I thought that was a really interesting term he used. Sprinting and high-speed running. That's Szoboszlai counter-pressing in here. If McAtee receives the ball, getting in there, snapping in, Verts pressing a centre-back. That's what he wants to talk about. Not necessarily our players just running all over the pitch like Milos Kerkez. Just covering ground with quality. Middle of the pack. Not getting outrun every game, but using smarter running, I think. So what's the tactical idea? Well, it's that really is what we kind of saw. And we didn't see much playing out from the back at all or really pressing in this game. So still can't really talk about that. What Iraola likes to do really when pressing a team is to funnel a team to the wing. So if Forest were to try and play out, which I don't expect them to in this game at all, he would funnel the ball wide here by pressing the goalkeeper one side and having your striker sort of shade the other defender. Usually this will be against a team with a back four. The ball comes over and then all of a sudden you sort of move your whole team across and try and squeeze over here, get really tight, and the ball all of a sudden can't go anywhere. It's got to try and be switched to the spare man, but it's going to just get pumped long and we're going to win it back. So it'll be interesting to see how Forest cope with that. I don't think they're going to play out, and I don't really expect them to press us high either. So let's see how we cope playing out from the back as well. We haven't done that well for about a year. That'll be nice to actually see us make some progress there. let's move everyone back and let's talk about Forest. In fact, actually, before we do, a couple extra bits. We are winless in our last 5 Premier League games, which is our longest run since 2012. That's awful. If we can cut that out, that'd be good. And Amit Bhatia, the big fella, is coming to the game. This is Liverpool's new owner. He is coming for the first time. The minority owner for now. I fully expect him to be the majority owner with Bezos in a year's time, probably. But he's coming, and he did a little interview. Now, did we see this interview? Mr. Amit Bhatia, he said, I am a fan first. He also said he wants to make the fans proud and shape Sunday evenings or Mondays in the office. He also said, we're talking about Liverpool here, the biggest club in the world. All right then, Amit, lad. I'll see you with your undies on your head then, fella. What about that? I'll see you with your undies on your head when we score in the last minute to make it 6-0 and we go away winners. Okay? That's what I'm expecting to see from you, Amit, my mate. And with that said, let's talk about Forest. My predicted lineup for them is Sells in the goal, a back 3 of Jair, Milenkovic and Murillo. Ola Aina and Nico Williams, a familiar face at wing-backs with McAtee and Dominguez in the middle. And then a front 3 of Gibbs White, Andoni and Igor Jesus up front. So, what are the talking points from that team? Well, Gibbs White was a doubt, but he is fit. He was picked up a knock against Leeds in the league. He didn't play against them in the cup, but he is fit. And he is obviously the star man of that team. So, he is going to be in that sort of left 10 position, kind of, that Glasner will play with. Sangare is out injured, though, by all accounts. And that is actually quite a big loss for Forest, to be honest, because they lose real physicality with him out of the team. Power, defensive nous as well, which would be very crucial in a game where they're probably going to be on the back foot a lot. That is actually huge for us. When you think of our midfield, it has been quite weak over the last year, and we're not quite there physically yet, I would say, at all. So losing Sangare, I think Dominguez is going to come in a much, much less physically imposing player and a much different player as well. More still scrappy, but not that tall destroyer in the middle that Sangare might be. So that's interesting. Diamande could come in, summer signing from Sporting Lisbon. He could come in for Jair. I think that will be their back 3 that they end up with for most of the season, but he might not come in at Anfield. That's a tough one. And Liam Delap has also signed for Nottingham Forest. Who knew about that? I don't think he'll start, though. He comes off the bench for me, and he is also just utterly shite. He's a proper, cart horse, Burnley ogre level striker, if you ask me. So he'll probably score now, won't he? But Jesus will lead the line, I think, over him. Other than that, Oliver Glasner is obviously Forest's manager now, if you haven't seen that. I hate this guy, by the way. He ruined our year last year when we tried to sign Gehi, and he threatened to quit, and then he just left anyway to go to Forest. Nice one, Lid. Cheers. But he switched to a 3 at the back system with Forest. Obviously, they didn't really play this all the time last year. Most of the time they did, but he's going to implement his own spin on it, Glasner. So that means Nico Williams is going to be getting really high up the pitch. We saw that against Leeds. Ola Aina also getting high up the pitch, similar to Daniel Munoz at Forest. McAtee is sort of the Wharton. Very similar, actually. Left-footed, going to play on this right-hand side of the middle of midfield. And he's the one who they want on the ball. So they want him picking the passes, spreading the play out to wingers, playing the ball out wide. He was taking all the set pieces, things like that. So he's one to look out for in the middle. I think we need to not necessarily get onto him, but just not let them play through him. The one who we need to get onto is Morgan Gibbs-White. And this is going to be the problem that we have in this game, I think. If we end up with situations where we have Isak here, we have Wirtz here, we have Gakpo wide, we have Munoz wide, Frimpong wide, Kirkes wide, like we saw against Newcastle. And then we end up with Szoboszlai here and Gravenberch trying to get on the ball in here, just like we saw against Newcastle. Van Dijk all the way back here, Xhaka here. Okay, let's imagine this is how we're playing. Gravenberch gets on the ball. Similar thing, maybe it goes into Wirtz, maybe they tackle us, we lose the ball. If we are exposed again and they get Morgan Gibbs-White in here on the ball and all of a sudden we're getting counter-attacked with Ndoye, with Jesus, and with Gibbs-White on the ball with his quality, we are in trouble, folks. This guy is not one to mess with. He's a brilliant player, if you ask me. So it's crucial that at all times we have one player screening. It's fine to send Szoboszlai forward and have a front five. You've got to then tuck your fullbacks in a little bit to protect you in your rest defence. If your fullbacks go, you need one fullback to be a little bit more disciplined, and Szoboszlai also more disciplined. You always want sort of a 3 in here, I think. Same way, if Frimpong's going to go down here, Munoz maybe tucks in, maybe Szoboszlai ends up here. Shuffle across. Can we get players involved? Szoboszlai, can you drop in? That's how we need to kind of defend, I think. More switched on in this game. Other things really is Ola Aina is a really, really big long throw threat. So that's joyous, isn't it? Nice one. Can't wait to see him hurl the ball into the box with his bazooka arms. That'll be good. Other than that, Forest lost 1-0 to Leeds on the opening weekend, and they probably should have drew. And they lost 2-0 at home to Leeds, again, in the Cup, where they were shite. So they rested a lot of players, sure, but no goals scored yet, and 3 goals conceded, all to Leeds. Let's go Leeds. So, let's see how it goes. Some random bits. I hate Forest with all my heart, and I hope we smash these fuckers. I hate them. They are horrible, and they always beat us, and they tortured Arne Slot. And as much as I, maybe am not Arne Slot's biggest fan in the world, he did win us a league, and I feel a bit bad for him, because he had sleepless nights because of these lot. Sleepless goddamn nights, and I hate them. So let's avenge Arne Slot at Anfield here. I will have a match reaction. If you didn't see those videos, I will record myself watching the game and then upload the highlights on YouTube Shorts and on my TikTok as well. So if you do want to see that, check that out after the game. It'll likely be up on Sunday, or maybe Saturday night. We'll see, but probably Sunday. That's just a little notice for you all. 12:30 kickoff, which very much is a weekend maker or breaker. There is a game in just over an hour tonight. I will be watching that, Man City. But other than that, Liverpool are next on. It's going to be Ali and Fletch! Probably. So, prepare for that in the ratings. What are they going to talk about? Who knows? And I do want to just say as well, he won't be watching, but on the off chance he is, there was a fella next to me at IKEA when I just went in the car, and he was having an absolute wrestling match. It was like Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant with his car, and he was losing. I'll tell you, he was losing. He was getting body slammed by his IKEA flat packs. So my heart goes out to him. I hope you're all right, fella. Let's go and do Super 6 to finish this off. Right, this year in Super 6, I thought I will show you how close I was, and let's review last week. So 1 goal away there and 1 goal away there, unfortunately, but no result correct, obviously. I did go for a draw here. Brentford surprised everyone and destroyed Spurs. 1 goal away here. 2 goals away here. I predicted a 2-0. It was a 4-0. And then 1 goal away here. So quite close, but in saying that, so far away. And of course, the golden goal was in the 5th minute. I always get that right. Let's enter the next round and see what we've got. So, okay, Bournemouth-Everton. Popular. People think Bournemouth will win. Ooh, this is a tough one, this, you know. This is a tough one. I see goals for both sides. I'm going to give them at least 1. And then... oh, do I fancy Bournemouth? We'll come back to that. We're going to come back to that. Spurs-Newcastle. Now, Spurs have got to bounce back, if you ask me. They've got to bounce back and get a win. I'm going to go with a 2... I'm going to go with a... I'm going to go with a 3-1 win to Spurs. I don't know why. I'm just feeling that. I'm going to say Spurs bounce back there. Chelsea-Brighton. Oh, Chelsea looked strong, didn't they, against Fulham? But they were leaking goals. Cara reckons 1-1. Wow. I'm going to go 2-1, I think. There. 2-1. I think there could be more goals in that game, but I'm going to go 2-1. All right. Leeds-Brentford. Wow, Brentford. Everyone high on them at the minute. Cara and admin, especially. I'm not as high. I'm going to go a 2-2 draw, I think, there in that one. Sunderland-Fulham. This is a thrilling game, isn't it? My God. Oh, 1-1. Yeah. And then United-Ipswich. I think United bounced back in this one. I'd be surprised if they didn't. I'm actually going to go 3-0 to United. And I'm going to change this Everton one. I'm going to give an away win to the Blues. I think that's what I'm going to go with. And let's go 5th minute. And let's see how that does. It probably isn't going to win, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? Okay then guys, that is it for today's preview. I really do hope that you did enjoy it, and if you did, please do leave a like on the video. Like I said, the support on the channel in the first weekend was amazing, so let's keep that up. 40 likes is the aim, 600 subscribers is the goal. Subscribe if you are new, we are flying there, so subscribe if you are new and you haven't done so already. Drop a comment, what you think your score predictions will be. Follow me on TikTok, podcast listeners, 5-star rating and reviews. So much to do now. I really appreciate everyone who does that, and I haven't even told you yet to hype the video. Hype it if you haven't done so already. You can hype the video 3 times, so please do so. I'll be back with the ratings, of course, tomorrow, Saturday afternoon. I hope you all enjoy, and I hope you all enjoy your Fridays and the rest of your weekends ahead of you. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll speak to you all in the next one. Goodbye.